Hello dear students, welcome to my channel. Today let us discuss about the unit reproduction. In that, the first chapter, reproduction in organisms. What is reproduction? Reproduction, the name itself indicates it is production of organisms. Again, the production of organisms. That means every organism produces their young ones, and because of this it is able to see the same type of organisms in each generation. So reproduction is a biological process in which an organism gives rise to young ones or offsprings similar to itself. Dear students, it is better to write the points which are shown in this slide. Next is lifespan. Every organism has its own lifespan. This lifespan varies from organism to organism. Then what is this lifespan? It is a period from birth to natural death of an organism. As you can see, every organism after its birth, it starts to grow, mature, produce some offsprings, and definitely it is going to die. Every organism is going to die, and the time period between birth and natural death of an organism may vary, and this is not dependent upon size of an organism. For example, here I have some name of organism and lifespan. Here what you can see is, for example, elephant lifespan is around 60 to 90 years, and human lifespan is also around 60 to 70 years. At the same time, if you can see here, the lifespan of the parrot, which is much smaller than human or elephant, is 140 years. Similarly, the lifespan of banyan tree is around 200 years. Lifespan of rose is 5 to 7 years. Like that, the lifespan of different organism varies from few minutes to hundreds of years. Why this starts with a few minutes? Why I told this few minutes? You might be knowing the life cycle of bacteria, that is around 20 to 30 minutes, which may be few minutes. The life cycle may be few weeks, or it may be few years, or it may be many years. As you can see, the lifespan of banyan tree is around 200 years. Whatever be the lifespan, every organism is going to die, and no individual is immortal. That means no individual is immortal. But there is an exception, that is about single cell organism. There is no natural death in single cell organism, because the single cell organism divide and form two new cells. Cell division itself is reproduction for them. For example, for an amoeba, once it divides, the mother cell forms two daughter cells, and mother cell is not going to die. It is divided and formed two daughter cells. Daughter cells are the offsprings. Then where is the mother cell? So that is the exceptional case in case of unicellular organisms. Next, coming to why this reproduction is required. What is its importance? See, reproduction enables the continuity of the species generation after generation. If there is no reproduction, after one generation, we cannot see the same kind of organisms in this nature. After the death of an organism, we can't see the same species in this nature if there is no reproduction. Even after our death, we can continue our species in the next generation, that is through reproduction. A reproduction is very important for variation and evolution. Why I tell genetic variations is differences, minute differences among the organisms of the same species, and these variations after number of years, it may give rise to the new species, or the process is called speciation or evolution. Next, we are moving towards a very important part in this chapter, that is types of reproduction. There are mainly two types of reproduction, asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is without the involvement of sex or without the involvement of gametes. And here the offsprings are produced by only one parent. Sexual reproduction is the reproduction with the involvement of sex or reproduction with the help of two parents or two gametes. Here we can see the production of gametes, fusion of gametes, male and female gametes. So that is sexual reproduction. Let us understand about asexual reproduction first. Single individual is enough or capable of producing offspring in case of asexual reproduction. The lower organisms, plants, single cell organisms commonly reproduce by asexual method. The offsprings produced by asexual reproduction method are genetically and morphologically identical to one another, and they are exact copies of their parents, and these exact copies are referred as clones. A very important term you should remember here, that is clone. The term clone is used to describe morphologically and genetically similar individuals which can be produced by asexual reproduction. And this is because here only one parent is involved. No mixing of genes observed in case of asexual reproduction. Hence, the individuals produced by asexual reproduction are referred as clones. Coming to the types of asexual reproduction, in this asexual reproduction also there are many types. First one is binary fission. See, fission is a kind of division. Fission is a kind of division. It is a simple cell division in which the cell divides into two halves. That is called binary fission. Binary fission is fission or division of single cell organism in which cell divides into two halves and each half rapidly grows into an adult. A very good example for this binary fission is amoeba. See, these diagrams are important from the point of examination, which can be asked for 2 marks. Here you can see a parental amoeba cell. First, nucleus of this amoeba divides, then other content of the cytoplasm divides, so that parental amoeba divided into 2 daughter cells. So this is binary fission. Amoeba can reproduce by 2 different methods. As I already told, by binary fission amoeba can reproduce. There is one more method, by multiple fission also amoeba can reproduce. Then what is this multiple fission? Before understanding multiple fission, I just tell you about encystation and sporulation. See, what is the meaning of this encystation? Cyst means a protective covering. Cyst wall, it is a kind of wall. Under unfavorable conditions, the amoeba withdraw its pseudopodia, secretes 3-layered hard covering or cyst around itself. To protect itself from the unfavorable condition, it start producing the cyst wall around itself. And this phenomenon is termed as encystation. When this takes place, so encystation takes place during unfavorable condition. That means the environmental conditions which are not suitable for the growth or binary fission for amoeba. In those conditions, they start producing cyst wall and rest inside the cyst. When favorable conditions returns, the encysted amoeba divides by multiple fission. Multiple fission means division, multiple refers to many. See, one cyst divides and produces many young ones or many daughter cells. That is multiple fission. And these daughter cells or minute amoebae are referred as pseudopodiospores. Cyst wall burst out, spores are liberated in the surrounding medium, and they grow up into many amoebae. Minute amoebae. Amoebae is a plural form of amoeba. This phenomenon is called sporulation. See, here you can see multiple fission. One cyst can form many amoebae, not only 2. So, the difference between binary fission and multiple fission is simply binary fission can produce 2 daughter cells and multiple fission can produce many daughter cells. During favorable season, it can reproduce by binary fission. During unfavorable conditions, which can form the cyst wall, and the phenomenon is called encystation. When the favorable conditions return, this encysted amoebae divides by multiple fission, the cyst wall bursts out, and the spores, which means the young amoebae, are liberated in the surrounding. They grow up as amoebae. Here you can see the sporulation process in case of amoeba. Next type of asexual reproduction is budding. As you can see in case of yeast, see these the cells are yeast cells. These cells are yeast cells. In yeast, here also asexual reproduction occur by division only, cell division only, but here the cell division is different from binary fission, because here the division is unequal. The parental cell divides and forms a small buds. Here you can see the bud. It divides and forms a small bud initially that remain attached to the parental cell and eventually get separated and mature into new organism or new yeast cells. So this is called budding. Even in case of Hydra, you can see budding process. Some organisms can produce the special reproductive structures. For example, you need to remember these examples because they can be asked for 2 marks or 3 marks. A very important part from this chapter from the point of examination. Zoospores, a kind of motile moving spores, can move with the help of flagella. Spores which can move with the help of flagella. They are produced by Chlamydomonas. See, Chlamydomonas is an algae. Might be remember, you studied this in your first PUC. The same Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas is a green algae which can produce zoospores asexually. The second one is Conidia, produced by Penicillium. It is a fungus. Kind of exogenous spores produced by Penicillium or Mucor. They are referred as Conidia. Buds in case of Hydra. Gemmules in case of sponges. Gemmules are also buds only, but buds in case of Hydra or yeast are produced externally. But in case of sponges, the buds are produced inside. Hence, the gemmules are internal buds. Here in this picture, you can see. So this is Chlamydomonas and they are releasing the zoospores. This is about Penicillium and here you can see the Conidia on top of the stalk which is called conidiophore. And here is a Hydra with a miniature bud. Gradually this bud detaches from the body and can grow into new Hydra. And this one is internal buds. You can see internal buds in this sponge body. We are moving towards one more type of asexual reproduction, and popularly this type of reproduction is known as vegetative reproduction here. In case of plants, the asexual reproduction is usually known as vegetative reproduction, because here you can see the involvement of vegetative parts, body parts, which may be plant cutting, sucker, tuber, offset bulb. Different types of vegetative parts are used for propagation in case of plants, and these units or vegetative parts which are used for vegetative propagation are referred as vegetative propagules. It is also a very important question. Vegetative propagules are the vegetative propagation units in case of plants which are capable of giving rise to new offsprings. See, you can see some examples of these vegetative propagules here. Might have observed this particular plant. This is called Bryophyllum. And in this plant, the leaf notches, these parts, the leaf notches can produce buds. Might have observed, if you can keep this leaf inside the book, they start producing roots and miniature plants. So these are the leaf buds, adventitious buds produced from notches of the leaves and can grow up into a new plant when it is detached from the plant body. Leaf buds of Bryophyllum. Bulbil of agave. Might have observed in this plant in the garden. Here the flower buds are modified into vegetative propagule. These kind of structures are referred as bulbils. This is agave plant. Next one is bulb of onion or garlic. See here, the leaves are modified for storage of food and produced bulb. Stem of this plant is a highly shortened, reduced disc shaped structure, and as you can see here, it is a stem of this bulb. From the base of the stem can produce adventitious roots. These leaves, edible leaves, are the modified vegetative part. Offset of Eichhornia. Might have observed this weed, common weed, Pistia. This plant is Pistia and this one is Eichhornia. You can see the photograph of Eichhornia here. And here a spongy short internode between two plants you can see. This is called offset. Every plant start producing a small plant around it and can grow rapidly. At every nodal region it start producing tuft of roots and leaves and a miniature new plant is developed. Again this plant start producing another plant. So this is runner of grass or strawberry. In strawberry also you can see runner. So this is a photograph of grass, and here also the internode you can see here is long and narrow. See, this long narrow internodes here, they help in the production of new plants. At every nodal region this also produces tuft of roots and leaves. And next is tuber, potato tuber. Might have observed eyes or scar marks on this potato. These are referred as eyes on potato tuber. If you keep this potato in moist area, they start producing buds. So it is a modified underground stem, eyes of potato tuber. Next one is rhizome of ginger or banana. Here also you can see the adventitious roots coming out of the nodal region, and here in between two nodes you can see the internode region. This is also a modified underground stem for vegetative propagation, rhizome of ginger or banana. There is one more type of asexual reproduction, that is fragmentation. In fragmentation, the body breaks into distinct fragments or pieces, and each fragments grow into an adult capable of producing offsprings. In this hydra you can see body divided into 3 pieces and this process is called fragmentation. These are the fragments, and each fragment can produce the lost parts and can grow up into young one. Thank you.